people in the United States of America within the next 25 years are going to have to realize that not only are they not white, but they are also no longer in the numerical majority in this country. And that is what has white males scared to death, because they're afraid that if they lose their power, they will be treated by other people the way we have treated those other people.
We can't have free health care. We cannot have good Medicaid. We cannot have good nothing. But we can have a ballroom at the White House to inflate somebody's fucking ego.
Black people warned white America of the world about the 10 plagues. But just like Pharaoh in Egypt, they ignored the warnings. Now the plagues are here.
This is what our shitty ass healthcare has come to, where my patients need medicine and supplies and their insurance won't cover it, and here I am spending my own money because my patient needs it, and he doesn't have any money and he can't work. And the insurance won't even cover what he needs. And I'm sad and I'm sick and tired of it.
The United States is about to break and nobody is willing to talk about it. If we as a country don't make a change here, we are cooked.
Wagwan, kings and queens, welcome back to my YouTube commentary. Now, let me tell you this. Black people warned America. Yes, they warned them. Or black Americans warned white Americans. You know, in sermons, in speeches, in music, in protest, in their daily lives. They warned them that the way they are treated them, the way they are treating black people, the way they build their empire on stolen labor and stolen land and lies will come back around. And just like the story of Pharaoh in Egypt, who was warned about the 10 plagues but refused to listen, white America ignored black people. They mocked black people. They told black people to stop complaining. And they said that get over it. Get over it. Just work hard. But the truth is those plagues are right here, right now. I'm going to break down these 10 plagues to you. It is not locust. It is not frogs, but modern plagues that are tearing America apart. Plagues that are tearing white supremacy apart. And black people warned about them. Now, before I go step by step into my 10 plagues, I want you to watch this video up to the end. But I want you to play some videos of white Americans who are crying, who they ignored, but right now they are testing the pill. Watch these clips. I'm not happy, but again, you need to listen to the warnings. Watch this one and then I come back.
They can't even afford rent, let alone covering health care for themselves or their children. But do you see what they're doing? They're cutting health care for 13.7 million Americans, the largest cut to health care in U.S. history, to give tax cuts to billionaires and to big corporations. This is your priority. Live with it. Defend it. Speak about why it is you are doing this. Because that is the consequence of your actions. Donald Trump told you to do it? Or is this what your constituent asked for?
When did America's healthcare system become so much like national healthcare system in socialist countries? I just don't get it. My husband's been waiting since Sunday when he was in an accident, a motorcycle accident, to get an emergency surgery. We went to a doctor as soon as we got him flown back here, and he said he couldn't get him in for 10 days for this emergency surgery. So by the grace of God and friends in high places, we found a doctor that could get it done today. This is 5 days later. He could not have waited in the amount of pain and the amount of fractures to get this done. I just don't understand when we stopped caring about people like they do in socialist countries.
We are cooked. The media doesn't give it the attention it deserves. Politicians won't say it out loud. But our country, it's drowning in over $36 trillion in debt. And here's the terrifying part. We're now spending more than $1 trillion a year just to pay the interest, not the debt itself, just the interest. It takes my breath away whenever I talk about it. Imagine you maxed out your credit card that you have, then took out more just to cover your monthly payments. That's what we're doing as a government and as a country. And when the bill comes due, it's you who's going to pay the price. Higher taxes, slash services, or worse, God forbid, a financial collapse that would make 2008 look like a hiccup. If we don't change course here, folks, if we don't stop printing money, overspending, and kicking this can down the road, your future, our future, won't be stable jobs and affordable homes. It'll be layoffs, rent that you can't afford, and retirement accounts that don't mean anything. Heck, some of you are saying right now, I'm already feeling the effects. They'll try to distract you with these headlines and drama, but this is the real threat we are facing, and nobody's coming to save us. I'm curious, what do you think about this in the comment section below? For more unapologetic and trustworthy news, hit that follow button. I appreciate you.
Many of us here in the US are waking up this morning to our investments and stocks plummeting. I know I made the mistake of checking my account. Trump's tariffs have had a huge, huge impact on the economy and will continue to do so. You know it's a bad sign when his former vice president, Mike Pence, is speaking out directly against these tariffs and warning that the average American will be losing $3,500 this year as a result of the tariffs. Do you know how many people voted for this administration without even understanding what a tariff is? But do you know who did explain it and did warn over and over? Kamala Harris. She spoke out directly against what is happening now. And yet, here we are.
I want to be real clear when I say this. I think I speak for everybody lately. We don't mind working. We do mind working our asses off and not being able to live. It's not about being ungrateful. It's about our reality. Our dollar doesn't stretch like it used to. And now we're expected to get roommates, pick a side hustle, drive for Ubers, sell shit online, just to keep the lights on and food in the fridge. This isn't a work ethic problem. This is a fucked economy problem. Well, one job used to be enough. Now it's not even close. But instead of fixing that, they tell us, work harder, get a better job, stop whining. Nah, bro, fuck that. You gutted the middle class. You let rent skyrocket. You made healthcare unaffordable. Groceries are insane. Utilities go up. And then you look us in the eye and say, we're the issue. You can't gaslight an entire generation into thinking they're broken just because the system doesn't work anymore. And we're done pretending this is normal. I've said this many fucking times. We don't hate work. We hate giving everything we've got and still falling behind.
$6.15 fucking cents for a half a pound of Greek hot sweet peppers. What the hell? Is this what you voted for? The highest fucking food cost I've ever seen in my entire life? $9 for some damn pizza sauce. $10 fucking for a small bag of Starbucks coffee. Oh my God. Got a dang sweet treat for the dog. $20. Sweet treat for the dog. Sorry. $20. I guess you're gonna have to just find me fucking stinking. Cause look at that. Clearance. $8.39. I'm telling you right now, we're going to be paying $100,000 for a loaf of bread before this administration is over. The same administration that told us that on day one energy prices would come down, that the war in the Ukraine would be over, that the price of gas and food and it's all going to be a miracle. And if you go on their Instagram page right now, they're telling you it is a miracle. Only we can see. Our wallets know.
People are always saying that the average American makes $45,000 a year. Where does the average American work? I want to make $45,000 a year. Are you kidding me? The most I have ever made is $30,000 in a year. Where are these people working that they're making $45,000? Like, don't just tell me that they're making $45,000 a year. Where do they work? Is their job hiring? I need more details. Like, where are they getting these numbers from? I don't think I know anybody in my life who is making $45,000 a year. Like, that is insane. I think that's like the average, only because like there's literal billionaires who are making like so much in a year that like regular people, they're like, oh, the average is 45,000. The average person, I would say, probably makes like 30,000, like 35,000. Like, you're not making $45,000 an hour on like a $15 an hour fast food salary. Like, where are the people who are making $45,000 a year? Where are they working? Are they hiring? Tell me that, America!
So I'm gonna hold your hand when we talk about this today. The US is cooked, and it's not a matter of if it's cooked. It's a matter of how cooked it is and what your exit plan is gonna be. So either you are going to stay in the stew, or you're going to make a plan to move to another country. And for those of you that are listening to this and you think, oh, that sounds very drastic, what is she talking about? That's crazy. So my name is Jamelia. I've lived abroad for 15 years. I just came back from Atlanta 3 days ago, and it's cooked, it's done, it's a wrap. So if I were you, if I had to start all over again, and if I started out in 2025 doing this, then I would decide that I'm going to move abroad and I'm going to start a business. And it wouldn't matter how much learning I needed to do, but I would do it.
60% of the American public is about to lose everything they have. People living paycheck to paycheck are about to go broke. The GDP numbers came in yesterday, and of course the economy receded, which I predicted 2 months ago, and people laughed. Mark my words, the second quarter is going to be far worse. Tariffs on Chinese products at 145% are about to kick in, which means everything you buy from China on Amazon or elsewhere is about to go through the roof. Grocery store shelves are starting to empty at Walmarts across the country, and of course grocery prices continue to soar. People who've been financing groceries on credit are starting to default on those payments. We are about to see an economic catastrophe. If you're in this 60% that has little or no money, please stop spending money. Protect your family. Trump does not care about you. Even if you voted for him, he's a billionaire. He won't suffer, but you and your family will. Please protect yourself. 60% of the American public.
Please watch to the end. Welcome back. You have watched the videos. This is the cries of white Americans. And if they could listen to the black people, if they could listen to black Americans, we could not be here. The dream could be openly. But right now, the dream is dead. You have to sleep so that you can dream about America. Plug number one in my list. It is economic collapse. Black people have always warned that you cannot build an economy on exploitation forever. From the days of slavery, when trillions of dollars were extracted from black labor, to Jim Crow, to wage discrimination, to redlining, black people have been shouting that America's wealth was fake. It was stolen wealth. But white Americans ignored that. They believed the economy would last forever. But look around today. Inflation is crushing them. Jobs are being outsourced. I'm very sorry to my black people who are living there. But because of adaptability, black Americans are like, okay, we want you. We'll try to twist our ways. Jobs are being outsourced right now. Small towns are dying. And the so-called middle class, they are disappointed. Black leaders like Malcolm X, the chickens will come home to roast. He said that. Dr. King said you cannot have peace if you do not have justice. But white Americans laughed. And now they are living the first plague, an economic collapsing under its own ties. The second plague is addiction and drug epidemic. When crack cocaine hit black neighborhood back then in 1980s, white America didn't see it as crisis. They saw it as entertainment on the evening news. Come on. They criminalized black people. They locked their fathers and mothers up. They turned black people's pain or black American pains into statistics. But black people warned them that if you flood our communities with drugs, one day it will come in your doors, in your neighborhood. And today, let me tell you, today the opioid epidemic is killing more white Americans than any other group. Meth is destroying their rural communities. Prescription pills are wiping out generations. It is so sad. This is happening even to the younger generations of America. I don't love that, but if you could just do not ignore, if you could see what is coming, we could avoid this because we are all human beings. That is the second plague. And the irony is, I'm sorry, my eyes sometimes. The irony is now white America wants sympathy. They want rehab. They don't want a prison like black people. They were taken to prison. They want compassion and punishment. But black Americans want them. But they did not listen. They did not listen. The third plague, it's gun violence and mass shootings. For decades, leaders and parents begged America to deal with violence. They said too many guns, too much hatred, too much blood are on the streets. But white America ignored it, and they told black Americans that it was just black on black crime. They mocked Chicago, they mocked Baltimore, they mocked Detroit, and they used it to stereotype black people. They told Africans, stay away with these people because they are like this. See that city. But today, just look around. It is not just inner cities that they call black people inner cities. It is schools in Texas. It is concerts in Las Vegas. It is churches in South Carolina. It is movies theater in Colorado somewhere. White America is now living in fear of mass shootings. And this plague doesn't discriminate anymore. Guns are everywhere. And black people warned them about it, but they did not listen. Plague number 4, it is mental health crisis. It's happening. Even the videos have played you because if you are not so familiar with the problem and food is expensive, everything expensive, you get mental issues. For centuries, black people carried the trauma of slavery, segregation, police brutality, and constant racism. And they begged America to take mental health seriously, but they did not. White America laughed. They told them to be tough. They told black people that they are lazy and weak and they couldn't just get over it. Now look, right now, white Americans are having depression, anxiety, suicide is exploding in white communities, especially among the youths. Gen Z is drowning in hopelessness. Veterans come back broken. Families are falling apart. The plague of the mind is here. And once again, black people warned about them. Plague number 5, it is climate disaster. From the beginning, black communities, especially in the South and along the coast, have been on the front line of floods, hurricanes, droughts, and toxic population or toxic pollution. And they warned America, if you keep destroying the land, you will destroy yourself. But white America ignored them. They built industries on oil, coal, and greed. They mocked climate science. Now wildfires, floods, hurricanes, unbearable heat all over the country. White America can't ignore it anymore. The land itself is crying out. The plague of climate disaster is there. Number 6, sixth plague, it is broken family structure. White America told the world that black families were broken. They used the narrative to shame black people, but they never looked at their own cracks. They were warned. Black people said, when you value money more than people, when you prioritize greed over love, your family will break too. And now look, divorce rates are high, birth rates are collapsing. Many white young people, they don't want marriage. Yeah, they don't want marriage. They don't want kids. They don't want families. The family structure is crumbling, it's gone. Okay? They call black people broken, but now the plagues of broken family is spreading through their communities too. Plague number 7, the 7th plague, it is political chaos. Black people have always warned, if you build a system of lies and injustice, it will fall apart. And white Americans ignored that and they thought their democracy was unshakable. But today the Capitol was stormed, the government is gridlocked, trust in leaders is gone. The plague of political chaos is there. Number 8, black people warned America for decades about global isolation. Said the world is watching how we treat us. America right now is facing global isolation, trust me. That's why we are seeing BRICS. China is not with America. It is reality. Even Africa is leaving America. Okay, from civil rights to apartheid, from George Floyd to today, America hypocrisy has been exposed, and they preach democracy abroad while denying it at home. And now nations in Africa, Asia, Latin America are turning away. Alliances are shifting, and white America is losing global influence. Black number 9, it's demographic decline. For years, black people have been told that they are minorities. Okay, but they want America. The land is changing, and now white birth rates is declining. And by 2045 or 2050, white people will no longer be the majority. And fear is gripping them. You see it in their politics. You see, they are talking about it. And they have the panic of losing the majority. The 10th plague on my list, and if I'm wrong, tell me, it is cultural decay. For centuries, white America stole from black culture, music, fashion, slang, art, while mocking black people for it. Black Americans warned them, you cannot build culture by stealing. You must create your own. Today, white youths are lost. They have no identity outside of black culture. They follow hip-hop, they dress like black people, they talk like black people, and yet their parents sent it. So the plague of cultural decay is final sign that a people who lost their culture lose their future. People who lose their culture lose their future. That is the 10th plague that is eating up white America. Cultural decay. Now, do you know that black people were the original economists of America? Let me go back to the first plague. They were original economists of America. I have named the 10 plagues. So I just want to break a little bit here, something that so that we can understand. For those who are still watching, continue watching up to the end. And for those who are sending super thanks, please do so. For those subscribing, please subscribe. For those who are sharing, please share more. Okay? Now, black people were the original economists of America. Okay? When black people were forced into slavery, they produced wealth that built Wall Street, the cotton industry, the railroads, and even the US banking system. White American dream was financially by black pain. Okay? Yet from Frederick Douglass to Marcus Garvey, black leaders warned about that if you build wealth on robbery, it will not last. They warned about that. Fast forward today now. White America is drowning in debt. Student loans, credit cards, mortgage, all chains that enslave them in the very, very system that they created. Okay, they once mocked black people's poverty, they once laughed at their struggle, but today poverty is spreading in their own communities. And white Americans, for example, working class and poor white working class, they are regretting, they are crying. Okay, listen here, the gap between rich and poor is now destroying the middle class. Black people warned about the greed was sustainable. Dr. King even said America must undergo a radical redistribution of economic power, but they ignored him. Okay, now that plague of economic plague is eating them up. You know that? When I talk about addiction, the drugs in 1980s, 1990s, back then, the crack cocaine took through black communities. America did not see it as a health crisis. Okay, they just saw black people as criminals, and they passed laws that sent black men and women to prison. Okay, but right now they need sympathy. Now they are calling it epidemic. Now it's called public health crisis. Now they want rehabilitation, but they took black people to prisons. So you see, that is more than hypocrisy. Okay, so when you talk about them, my fourth plague, I talked about mental health crisis. Their family, let me say this plague is so much powerful. Black people have always carried trauma, okay? And right now, when black people are carrying trauma for the segregation and that everything, they were told that, just be strong, and that's it. But right now, that mental health has reached white America. Depression rates is higher than ever among white youths, okay? So it is happening. It is happening. And I'm telling you, it is happening. So, family, I walked you through the 10 plagues. I sat down and think about this, about the 10 plagues: economic collapse, addiction, gun violence, mental health crisis, climatic disaster, broken families, political chaos, global isolation, demographic decline, and cultural decay. Every single one of these plagues, black people warned white America about, and they did not listen about it. They ignored black people. They mocked black people. But now the truth is here. Just like Pharaoh in Egypt, white America hardened its heart, and just like Egypt, the empire is falling. And the question is, will they finally listen now? Because here's the reality: black people are survivors. We have faced every plague and endured. We are living here. We are still rising, and we are still the future. And white America, you listen or not, the truth is unstoppable. The world is shifting. You have to know that. Be ready. Power is changing, and black people are the center of the new dawn. Tell me what you think in the comment section about this video. Until next episode, peace out.